Hey, MMG, how is everybody doing tonight? I help. I hope everyone is doing swell tonight and having an enjoyable Friday evening, y'all. I almost did not come live, go live, or whatever you want to call it. I'm over here chilling, a little sleepy. I've been burning the candle at both ends all week. I've been on it. I've been grinding, and I'm just hoping all of my efforts will be fruitful. I hope you all are doing well. Like I said, if you're watching on the replay, please watch until the end. Usually, the good stuff comes out in hour two, believe it or not. So, even if you don't watch until the end, fast forward to the end until the end because that's where the good stuff comes in. Hey, Sierra, standing on business in the building. What's good? I have a good live tonight. We're going to be talking about our unpopular opinions on whatever it is. I don't care if it's about your mama. No, don't talk about your mama. Don't talk about your mama. What's good, Peachy? How are you doing tonight? Let me let me get my handy dandy cell phone going because you guys know I can't see. I can't see where the doggone. But how are you guys doing tonight, Peachy and Sierra? Peachy, are you at work? You've been working hard. Peachy, you have been cranking that content out. I know you had taken a little breather. You stepped aside for a little bit, and we didn't see you for a while, and we miss you. And I'm so glad you're back. I'm so glad you're back, Adam. I love your sweet, pretty little voice, and hearing you do your thing on YouTube. But Peachy, you guys, if you're not following her, make sure you follow my cousin. That's really my sis, though. Thank you for following her as well and supporting her. She's doing a lot of Peach McIntyre content. Um, and just really, and she just did a giveaway today. She gave away $200. Peachy is also a big step in big money getting money getter. So if you're not one of the big step and big money getters, get your membership. What are you waiting for? The big step in money getters, we support each other. That's number one. And we like giving away to charitable causes. We like making money, getting to the money, and we like giving it away. She gave out $200 today. And Peachy, I asked you, how can I donate to your cause? I'm trying to be as charitable as I can while I can. I'm just joking, not always. Those of us who are willing to give will always have to give. As long as you wanted to do for others, you will always have. I'm just a firm believer in what you reap, you will sow. And God wants us to be cheerful givers. So um, let me get on here so I can see, because I can't see, guys. I can't see what you're typing. Um, y'all know I can't read anyway. I'm just joking. Let me stop because somebody will run with that. I can actually read a little bit, a little bit. But you're just getting off work, Sierra. Thank you for joining me while you relax as you get home from work and you're chill. Hopefully, we have some good conversation going tonight. I think we did pretty good last night as well. Hey, Cancer 66, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you guys all for hitting that no PJ party tonight, and the pajama party is just for the big stepping, big money getting money getters. It's not for everybody, but I don't know. I might do one for everybody where everybody can join, but I just feel like I like it when it's just us. I like it when it's just us. Oh, you're working on a website. You gave the link. Did you put it on your comment? Because I didn't get a notification that you commented. So you have my email. Just send it to me in the email. Send it to me in the email. Girl, I ain't got but $2 to give. No way. I'm joking. But please email me, Peachy, please, so that I can help you with your next giveaway. Because I know Peachy said that this will be the first a mini, and she has her organization that she's getting together. Peachy has had, I'm not going to tell her business or whatever. She'll say whatever she wants. I know she had an injury to her foot, and then she was off work for a little bit. But then she got back to work, and as soon as she got back to work and got to making that bread again, here she is giving stuff away. She's so sweet, very nice, very genuine, and I love that. You work 12 and a half hours a day, girl. Girl, that's too much. What about time for you? What about time for rest? I mean, I remember when I was working down to the probation, the girls and the guys, some of them right now, they're clearing like $1 million a year. Those people, that's how much they're eating. That's how well they're eating. I think 1 million somebody made just sitting on kids, sitting on badass kids. I can never do it. One time I got back from I did do it. I got back off maternity leave, and I hit the ground running. I was working like 16s like every day. Pow, pow, pow. I told my mom and my niece, y'all got my kids. I need y'all to have my kids because I got to get some cheese. And I made some good bread. Then they stopped the overtime because I was ready to go at it. Once they stopped that overtime, and when you usually do the overtime, right? You got to do the grunt overtime. You don't get the pick of the litter. What's good, pretty girl? What do you want? Put us in the kitchen. Thank you, thank you, and this as well. And get Mama cold water, please. You drank all of this. Get your ass some, girl. They're gonna see me. They're gonna see the real mommy money getter on here. You're gonna come out and tell the truth about me, girl. The lies you tell. You can tell some truth on me if you want to. That probably will make me money the more you lie. And whereas for Peach McIntyre, y'all see, y'all see her over there. She done switched the doggone. She done flipped the script. Um, Unpopular opinion. Um, she is helping the girls get to the bag over there. I don't know. I don't know. I don't like doing Peach McIntyre content. That's why I haven't been doing it. I'll plug it back in for Mama. That's why I haven't been doing it, especially when she gets real grimy. I don't really like talking about her. Um, she's getting her bag, I guess, whatever. But she just gives me the ugh. Like if I talk about her, then I'll have to talk about her bad. And that if I talk about her, I'm gonna get in that ass. So that's why I don't like to talk about her. I don't like how it makes me feel when I talk about her. That's probably really what it is. So since I don't have anything nice to say, I said I'm just not gonna say anything, and it just is what it is. But I have been over to her page a couple of times, and she's kind of Peach is boring when she's not doing the whole rage bait and stuff. You know that, like, she's boring. Like I don't care about you getting your hair done. You should have been getting your hair done. Like she's actually getting good views over there on Facebook, getting her hair done. She should have done that from the beginning. She really should have. Like, I would like to see somebody going to different hairstylists, getting their hair done, getting full makeovers. You know, that could have actually been something that where she should have started from the beginning. Girl, this one was been, she been getting on my nerves all week, all week. She was supposed to go to. I had to go to the mall today, and she wanted to go with, but we can. I couldn't even make it out the driveway with her. I'm like, girl, go back in the house. Go back in the house. And she's like, Mom, come back. She's the baby. So the baby is always peachy. She said she's so tired of peach. You know what? She's an easy bad. She is a easy bad. Like I was trying to go I was trying to get monetized and trying to get monetized. and it was just eking out little by little, like little by little. I put out a few videos of that heifer, and they ate it up. They love to hate peach, and that, it's kind of like Kenya Moore on Real Housewives of Atlanta. Nene used to always say that because Nene and Kenya didn't get along sometimes. She said, no, the show needs Kenya. She does what she's supposed to do. Kenya always pushed that envelope. She remember when Ken Fields was on there and she shook her chair. Kenya was a bitch. Remember how she kept on flirting with Apollo when she first came to Real Housewives of Atlanta? When Kenya came on, she definitely shook it up a lot more. She did stuff to intentionally antagonize and have viewers like this is heifer, but she was doing her job because, like it or not, people love controversy. People like a little, what's the word I want to use? They like a little negativity. They like the drama. They like the scandal. Remember those shows, Dallas, and remember, I think it was Dallas, and it was Falcon Crest, and what was the other one back in the days that used to have our parents? Because some of y'all remember what was the other one? It was called Dallas, Falcon Crest. It was another one with Diane Carroll and Jackie Collins or Joan Collins. And honey, they would be going at it, and people lived, honey, with Susan Lucci on All My Children, baby. Our parents used to be glued to the TV watching those soap operas. And then we had the after the soap operas, what really came in next was the talk shows. Once the talk shows hit, that kind of took away. Oprah is a billionaire because of scandal and drama and people coming on her show talking about her problems. People love that stuff. People love it. It's like it was Dynasty and it was another one. What was the other one? Let me look it up. Let me look it up. Let me look it up. Guys, I got my handy dandy laptop back today. Let's see if it works. Let's see if it works. Because they kind of gave it back too quick. Once I complained, they was like, "Oh no, it's ready. We pushed it through." Mm-hmm. Let me see. What shows were you on, Diane Carroll? Diane Carroll. I mean, I saw a clip of her and Joan Collins and the shade that, I mean, that cattiness, that regalness, that sophisticated shade. Oh, I think I saved it. I saved it somewhere. I gotta find it. I'm gonna put it on YouTube so you guys can see it. Um, let's see. She was on. Oh, it was Dynasty. Why do I feel like it was something else? Dynasty. But I loved all those shows. I probably was no more than 10 watching them. I had no business watching that stuff, but I did it anyway. I had no business doing a lot of the stuff I was doing. Hey, G Mom Money Getter, how are you doing? Her mental dynasty. Hey, Jeannie, how are you doing tonight? G Mom, we're just talking about our unpopular opinions. What unpopular opinions do you all have that, you know, goes against the grain? Everybody else is thinking this, but your opinion differs. Um, I was thinking about how, like with this food stamp thing, right? How a lot of people were like, well, we're not getting our food stamps. We're not getting our food stamps. Like, what did people do before food stamps? What did people do back in the day when, um, we just ate what we had, what was there, right? What did we do back then? Back in the 60s and 70s before. I feel like I feel like we're doing far better than we've ever done. as Americans. And I feel like a lot of us are resting on our laurels. A lot of us aren't expanding our horizons. A lot of us aren't meeting our mark. A lot of us aren't taking the opportunity to say, you know what? I lost my job or I did XYZ. How can I make things better for myself? Um, I met this woman. I was at Barnes and Noble. I used to go there when I first was off work, just writing and just really getting out of my head and getting somewhere else. And I would go there. I love Barnes and Noble. I haven't been to Barnes and Nobles in a while. I need to go to Barnes and Noble. I'm going to Barnes and Noble next week and just sitting there, just doing that. I'll be working from there, but probably not. Well, yes, I will. Yes, I will. So I met this lady, and she said she had this job, but she was tired of working it. And she said it, had her blood pressure up. She had a long way to drive. And then she said, then finally she got laid off. So she didn't have a choice. Now she didn't have a job or nothing else. She said, so she just thought about what she could do. And I think she said that she was already like selling plates. So she took like $250 and made some food. And she said she sold out of all the food. And the next week, she did double and sold out all the food. She said every week from there, she was able to sell out all of her food. And she started catering and doing things like that. And she said if she had never got laid off from work, she would have never started that business. She said, and she was able to, I think, buy a house, whatever. But she did really well with that. And I think a lot of us don't use what we have left. We have a lot at our disposal that we could use, and we're not using it. I don't know what it is. It's just like a piece, crazy kid. It's just like a, it's just like a little accoutrement to. I was at, where is it? TJ Maxx, and they had like these gold pieces in black, and it was all gold and black, and I liked it, and I had it on my mantelpiece. And then I put these shelves up here and all of that stuff. So yeah, yeah. Everything was a lot cheaper, but the wage just right. People were getting paid like $1 an hour. And then I remember my first job, I made $4.25 an hour. $4.25 an hour. Hmm. That was my first gig. And I remember when I first got out of college, I made like $20 an hour. And I thought that was big stuff. I sure did. Right. My mom, we got junk food. Like my mom, you know what my mom, when she worked at the post office, what she would do is my mom was always that mom. That's why I have caviar dreams because we were in South Central LA. My mom had a Louis Vuitton. My mom had her Gucci bag. My mom used to go get her nails done. This is back when in the 80s when people were just starting to get the acrylic nails. My mom would go get those nails done, baby. She would have her hair cut and stacked. Baby, Gma did not play. She would put my brother in the Pumas. Remember the classic Pumas? And they would have Oshkosh. Nobody in the hood was wearing no damn Oshkosh gosh. That's what G Mom was doing. We had canopy beds and everything. But my mom, there wasn't a holiday that we did not celebrate. There was not a birthday that went by we didn't get anything. There was not a Christmas where we didn't have a tree full of toys. And things wasn't always easy for my mom. You know, things were never easy for us. My mom was, married to my stepdad. Um, they have 7 children between them, but they always did what they had to do. Always. We got new furniture every year. Gma, Gma still buy. If her grandkids sit on her couch too much, because she was one of them moms, don't sit on my couch. But it's like if you sit on the couch, she need a new one. She need a new couch every year. She tried to get me to get a new couch because Dreamy, I showed you guys how I got the ink pen out of my couch. Dreamy, really, real life, came in my living room. I got this couch before she was born. Dreamy was born in 2023. So she's about to be 3 soon. But she was born in 2023. And when I got this couch, she wasn't being thought of. I got the couch in 2022. She wasn't even thought of. I probably wouldn't have got a cream color couch. I'm thinking my kids are older. I can have a cream color couch. So Dreamy, I don't know who gave her a black marker, but she had it and she was drawing. It looked like she was making actual people. And so she came in my room with it, and I said, "Don't get that all over my comforter because I got a cream color comforter. Comforter, like I don't have good sense because I know I have a 2-year-old grandchild." And she said no, and she ran out of my room. She wouldn't give it to me. And being lazy, I didn't move quick enough because when she came back, this time she had put marker all over her lips. And I said, "Dream, if you drew on my couch, you're gonna be in so much trouble." And she said, like she already knew, like she already knew what she did. So I came in here, and when I saw it, I was like, "I cannot believe you did this." And she just looked like, and she was like, I know, like I know how to get it off." And I said, "Girl." So I did a little research, and I found out that you can use alcohol or hand sanitizer, and it came off. It came off. Like I'm looking at it right now. So I still have yet to get the professionals out to clean it, but I'm going to clean my carpet and clean my couch this week because we're putting up our tree tomorrow. I know, I know. Like, what do you know? Like, you know how to get it off. Shoot, Gma, what you down here talking about? You probably, I can tell already. You're defending Dream. I already know it. I didn't have a lot of money. It was hard, but I still gave my children things. I wish I could have given them the world, but I couldn't. Why is it doing that? We had the plastic on the couch. It was a privilege to sit on the couch. Peachy, one year, she was able to keep the plastic on the couch. It was just sliding. It was what the couch came in. It wasn't like the thick plastic that people used to have put on their couch. It was like, and one time Gmail had like a white couch. It stayed clean forever, but that's because her first set of grandkids, she had 4 grandkids, and they all got older, and she got the white couch, and it was real pretty. It was real pretty. And then I went and had uh, me and my sister. We had the second started off the second set of grandkids, and they would pull her plant. She was like, "You better pop their little hands," and I would just laugh. I would just laugh and laugh. I hate every job. I know it's mandatory for my survival to get my business off the ground. Sierra, Amanda does not work, does not eat, and um, you just have to stay focused on your goal. I think what people do and what I did, I thought, okay, I would be a probation officer forever. I would move up along the ranks, and I did promote. And I thought, okay, I will move up along the ranks, and then I would get to a certain spot, and then I would retire. I didn't have any inkling or any desire to leave that job, but it would happen that I would. Um, I actually had a dream last night that I was back at that plantation. I woke up like, no, the hell I wasn't back there. When I tell you that was a nightmare, girl, Gma, I had a dream. I forgot to tell you that today when we spoke, but I had a dream I was back at that plantation, down to that job. No, man. Mm-mm. But my goal was always to graduate from college, solidify myself in a career, start writing books. Um, and I did start writing books eventually, but I was on my way out the door from that job. I think I did pretty good for myself, but I still feel like right now I'm getting my second wind and I'm moving on to the next part, right? My mom didn't. My mom bought. She would let us go to Tams, and she would let us. get the big pastrami's and the big fries on paydays. But after that, you ate what was ever in their house. It wasn't like my kids going to McDonald's every minute and all of that different stuff, Peachy. Like my kids think that, like I made a roast. Two of my children will not even look at that roast. One of my kids would. Well, my granddaughter is here, so she'll eat some of it too. She likes homemade food, but two of my kids, they're not gonna eat that. I just started trading and investing. I see growth in 2 months. Sierra, you got we talked about that a little bit. Were you on the live? I think you were. We got to start talking more about what stocks we should invest in. I'm no good at that stuff. I always just put into my um whatever it's called, 401k, 459b, whatever that was. I used to just put my money in there and trust that it would grow. But we have to start talking about that more, you know, like an investment club, not where we commingle funds, but where people get together and say, I think this is a good stock that should be invested in. If you have X amount of dollars and you're looking to invest in something, obviously people would have to have a level of maturity where they understand how stocks work and that there is no guarantees and that, you know, that you want to invest smartly. You shouldn't invest what you can't stand to lose, right? But I think that would be an excellent live to talk about. That's why I like sweets so much now. My mom never bought snacks and treats. She counted the tricks. She did. She counted the cereal. Peachy. That's what we had to do. We had to make sure that everybody got enough. And I feel like I'm so far removed from that. I think a lot of us are. A lot of us are. It's like hard for me to understand how somebody doesn't have it for Christmas, even though I've come close to not having a Christmas, but God still made a way for me, Um, and when I think about stuff like that, I'm like, God, why do you show me favor so much? Like, I don't understand. Like, as a single mom, um, I've worried needlessly. And he's allowed me to be out there, like where I had my faith tested and I had to stand strong. But I've never, ever, ever not known have known a time where I've known a time where it was show, but never had a time where it's like, okay, I don't have it. Hi JM's channel, thank you for tuning in. Yeah, people definitely will come and destroy your stuff. Thank you. We only got 2 likes. I'm off my job. We got 9 likes now. Y'all need to hit the like button and stop playing. Invest in what will be around forever. You had Kicks. Kicks was good when you put the sugar in it. Oh my gosh, Kicks was so good when you put the sugar. My mom used to buy frosted flakes. Like, who buys frosted flakes? Um, and she would never buy the good cereal. Like, I wanted her to buy Count Dracula, and I wanted her to buy. She would buy Captain Crunch, but never Crunch Berries or Peanut Butter Crunch. She didn't even eat the damn cereal. So, excuse me, Gmail. She didn't even eat the cereal. So I don't know why she couldn't buy us the good cereal because she wasn't eating it. She never bought a Cinnamon Toast Crunch. My mom never bought us. Um, I'm I'm telling on you. I'm letting the world know what you did. She did not buy Gmail. She did not buy us hot pockets because at that time my mom didn't have a deep freezer yet. My mom didn't get a deep freezer till later. And when she got the deep freezer, then she loved to go to Sam's Club. Well, we didn't have Sam's Club. She would go to Costco. She loved to go to Costco, and she would get us the big box of um, uh, Eggo waffles. Did you buy Eggo waffles then, or she would just buy the um, the hot pockets, and she would buy us a few other things. And before then, she wouldn't buy because she, didn't want to fill up the freezer with box stuff. So she would fill it up with all meat. She made sure that freezer stayed full. with meat. But once we got the deep freezer, then we could have those different luxuries. Then we could have hot pockets. We could have toaster strudel. We could have um, what else was it? Uh, what is it, Raven? What is those things you like for me to get that you were talking about? You wanted me to get earlier, and you was told to write an essay, Raven. That's not even Raven. Yeah, but that's what it was. I used to buy my kids all that stuff, and they didn't do nothing but waste it. That's why my kids don't know how to eat real food. They hate eating real food. It's like you're punishing them. You bought a freezer in 1994, didn't you? I think you bought a freezer in 94, didn't you? That's when you bought it. Was it 96 or 94? You invested less than 1,000, and every month you have doubled. Girl, what are you investing in, Sierra? Standing on business. Hit me up in my doggone email because I want to invest. My daughter was like, I took that class, just invest low. I want to start off with like maybe like 2 grand. I do want to invest like 10, but I will start low. I will start low. She said she would. Gma said she would take all of the meat out of the trays and put it in the freezer. Sierra, my email is CDARAYL, and then just add Gmail to that at gmail.com. Email me, girl. Hey M3, what's good? There's my M3. Thanks for tuning in. Mama dang, don't tell all these people your business. I got my income tax and I finally got us a deep freeze in 1996. Girl, and then you're gonna be telling them your social and your credit score. Girl, you don't tell them people all that. It ain't none of their business when you got your income tax. And you would, well, you know how we all do when we get the income tax, we go out and buy a piece of furniture or an appliance. So I got you. By next year, the second house will be built grown up. Amen. Amen. Definitely. Definitely going there. You know what? Great. I think that, oh shit, my daughter's asking. My daughter and her doggone snacks. I'm this close to what? I didn't even do anything. Gma is my mom, guys. My mom is my moderator. Okay, she takes this job very seriously. But tonight, you have not told anybody to hit the like button. You're in here slacking on your job. You're in here chit chatting and all of that. I haven't heard you ask anybody to hit the. I haven't saw you right hit the like button once, Gma. Like you're gonna get fired for real. Yeah, but so did you guys? I know everybody heard about Brene, Tim, Devin, and Akira. And today I was thinking to myself, if Brene was Akira and Akira was Brene, would everybody have been on Brene's side? Right? I feel like people looked at Akira and saw this pretty, fair skinned girl, and then they looked at Brene and saw this big, busty chocolate girl who isn't as attractive, and they felt like Akira had been wronged by this villainous chocolate girl who is not really cute. I don't know. And then I also felt like, okay, they have. I did say this, so I don't want to act like I don't want to talk out of both sides of my neck. I do feel like they should have that law in every state because people would take marriage more serious, and they wouldn't be so quick to cheat with other people's spouses, right? And I do still feel that way. However, at what point do we say, okay, sorry, I'm adjusting myself. At what point do we take accountability for our own emotions, right? At one point do we say, this man is no good or this woman is no good, and we leave? Like Akira said, she found a video of Renee backing it up on her husband, and you didn't leave. You should have left. Like, why do people stay in these relationships? Why do women? Because it's women in this chat. It could probably there's probably some men in the bushes. But why do women think it's okay to stay with a man? Just like it's not okay for a man to cheat, it's not okay for you to stay. It's not okay for you to stay separate. You don't have to divorce if you're a Christian or you don't believe in divorce, because I know some of y'all don't believe in divorce. Divorce is a sin. Okay, but what about separating? What about separating from your spouse, moving out of the home, and until your spouse can get some act right? Why would you stay in a relationship and your husband or your wife, if there's men listening, is cheating on you, possibly exposing you to disease, possibly exposing you to, messing with your mental health? Because I think that women don't really understand when somebody is cheating on you, they're trying to drive you crazy. If you want to drive, if a man wants to drive a woman crazy or wants to really put her in a trick bag, all he has to do is cheat on her, and he'll start telling her, "Oh, she does this better than you." Oh, or he might not even say it. He might make her feel like she has to compete with another woman, or like she's not enough, like she's not good enough for him. And some women, instead of leaving that mofo where he stand and let him and showing him what time it is, they'll try to prove themselves to that man. Let me see what you guys are talking about. People wouldn't be so quick to cheat. I think she stayed to build her master plan, the suit, then she was successful. Yeah, it was successfully executed. She did it right. She did it right. But at the same time, I don't think she stayed because of that. I think she stayed because she thought he was coming back home. And once she saw he wasn't coming back home, then she sued. I left after 20 years to get back almost 2 years uh, to get back together 2 years later. Well, you know what? Sometimes people, when I think, as long as you stay, that person never gets, they never think you will leave. As long as they feel like they can have you where they want to and they can have their cake and eat it too, they will continue to cheat and play games. But I think if you leave and they feel like they really lost you, I think they'll come running back. They always come running back. Men hate to lose what they feel like is theirs. Even though they cheat, they still don't want you to leave them. Some men will beg to get you back, and then once they get you back, cheat again. Some men just want to see if they can get you back. They don't want you, but they just don't want you to leave them. It's not even that they don't want somebody else to have you. They want to feel like they left you. Be careful. Sierra, I'm not talking about you. I'm speaking in general. Um, he had to learn you would leave and be just fine. Absolutely. Because sometimes I think men cheat too because they lost the thrill of the chase or the thrill of the hunt, right? That's no longer there. You guys or kind of like not making excuses for men who cheat or women who cheat. But sometimes you get into a rut, and then somebody at work is flirting a little bit, and you might not even mean to cheat. You very well do love your spouse, and you're not going to leave. But sometimes you just meet someone, and the devil is busy. He knows. He knows how to get people. Yes, ma'am. Oh, did you bring one in here? Oh, he knows exactly what will float your boat, and he knows how to bring a pretty little thing at work and a little cute little skirt to entice a man. And he might think, okay, I'll just hit it and quit it. But then next thing he knows, they're flirting it up. She's cute. She's younger. She's paying him attention. And before he knows it, he's caught up into lust, maybe. And then sometimes it turns into love. Who knows? And before you know it, you done lost your damn man to another girl who's probably not even better looking than you, who's probably more than likely isn't smarter than you. But that's not your fault that he couldn't withstand that temptation. Cheating is not the deal breaker. I used to say that cheating wasn't a deal breaker for me. I used to say that. I stayed with someone who cheated the whole time I was married, who um, I don't even want to talk about that because it was so much drama. It was so much. It was so much. It was way too much. Um, but hell, half the time I was glad he had somebody to go to. I was so glad. Like we would always want to be together when we wasn't together. When we wasn't together, we would make all these promises to each other. Oh, I love you. We would sit down and, as he said, plot, plan, and strategize how we were gonna make it work, how we were going to do X, Y, and Z. How we even had scenarios. If this came up, if that happened, if this happened, this is what we would do. We would plan it all out, get back together, and we would be so in love for a few weeks, so in love. And that's why I know me. I don't maybe when I get like 70, 80, I would be ready to settle down and have a husband. But right now, I don't have that attention span. I do not have the attention span to baby a man. I do not even have the gumption to sit here and listen to you ask me anything. Like like I don't. I don't. And that's how I would be with him. So I get why we didn't work. I really do get it. You know, it wasn't meant. We did love each other. We loved each other immensely. I know that. But it just, we were just like, well, I don't know. But I used to say cheating wasn't a breaker for me because I didn't feel like he loved anybody the way he loved me. And um, that's not enough. That's not enough at all. It's absolutely not enough. Um, and I feel like if somebody is in my situation, like I said, I'm glad he has somebody else because I couldn't give him that type of attention. I just couldn't. I have my own things that I'm doing. Like my kids get my attention, but outside of that, like my mom would tell you, she calls me, I'm like, I'm literally like that. I don't like to, you know, I do my lives here and there, but I don't like to do a lot of chit chatting. I like to be doing something that is floating my boat at that point in time. Like if I'm out with my kids, I'm out with my kids. If I'm spending time with my girls, I usually know, okay, I'm gonna do this with my girls. Like I'll ask them, what do you want to do this week? You guys want to do this? We're gonna do this. I usually have that all planned out. But outside of that, like one of one of my friends was like, "Can you please call me? Can you please call me?" And I finally saw it. Then I was like, "Oh yeah, give me a little bit, and I'll call you." I never called her. Then finally, when I did see it again, like she been trying to reach me for 2 days. It's not. I love her. It's not that I'm trying to be rude. I'm just I'm just doing a lot right now. And I got to get out of that. I got to get out of that. But I understand um that I wasn't giving him what he needed. He wasn't giving me what I needed either. So sometimes love is not enough. It's not enough. And for me, if you marry somebody, then you should be all in. Um, I didn't know it at the time, but I wasn't all in. If I wanted to be married to anybody, it would have been him, and I could have been married to him for the rest of my life. But I couldn't devote myself to anybody like that. I just couldn't. So, and I feel like when you're married, this is another unpopular opinion, but I truly believe this. When you are married, you are each other's property. Like I'm his and he's mine, right? Even if I don't want to do the get down, if he does, then I'm doing that because it's my job to please him. Even if he doesn't want to go somewhere and support me, he does it because that's he's my man, right? And that's my husband. I feel like when you are married, you're supposed to be one, and you don't marry for what the person can do for you. You marry for what you can do for that person. So even though I would be like, I don't feel like staying up with you to play chess. I should have after the kids go to sleep. I should have stayed up and played chess. I did sometimes. I did sometimes. But that would be our big argument that I didn't spend quality time with him. That will always be one of our things that I didn't spend quality time. But I had other stuff on my mind, things I was doing, and I just didn't want to. So if I did get married again, then I wouldn't be so selfish. Most men definitely cheat down. I think Jeannie, I think Gma says they never get a person better than you. Sometimes they do. Sometimes they do better, but I don't think that the goal is ever to get somebody like you. They want somebody that will stroke their ego. So usually it's not the woman who is as smart, who is as challenging for them. Like you may have been challenging. Like I know with my ex, he didn't get anybody that was better than me. He ended up with somebody that was younger, who wasn't educated, who wasn't gainfully employed. She was the opposite of everything that I was. Um, so yeah, unpopular, yes, but I understand in marriage that a wife should be nurturing and it's okay for a wife to be submissive. Girl, you just made my head hurt. You really did. You really did. I think, I think probably 10 years ago I could kind of contemplate that a little bit, like I would be submissive. But oh, ugh, Jeannie, you just gave me the willies. Ugh, because now I'm going back to 17-year-old Charity, 20-year-old Charity, who would look at women and be disgusted when they would say, let me ask my husband, or, oh, I gotta wait till such and such go home. Girl, let me get this food ready before he come home and I don't have this food ready. Like some women really they live to please their men. They live for that kind of stuff. I don't. I don't. Um, there was a time where I kind of like, okay, let me cook dinner, let me be this, let me do that. There was a time when I did it. Um, we would talk about that, and what we would do, how we would do, what his role would be, what my role would be, and how we would navigate within that. And I try to fit into that, but I just ended up feeling resentful, and I ended up feeling like I would just be like, I can't do it. Like this is not working. I would say that all the time. This is not working, and that would just be a big blow up. He would get angry and aggressive. I would get angry and aggressive. Sometimes I would leave. I would leave. Gma would tell you I would leave. I would leave. I would run away from my house. I would run away from my house. I would want to do this. the ex. I wouldn't want to do that. I wouldn't want to a lot of times because I just felt like I was being maybe because like I said, the demands of work, the demands of being a mom, those things felt like they were necessary. Being a mom was important. Being a mom for me came first. Um, and I know a lot of wives they feel like their husband comes first. For me, my children came first. Um, Even though I believe that a husband should come first, not in my husband, not with my husband, not in my home, not in my marriage. So I I don't know if I will ever change who I am in order to do that, to be with somebody. I'm okay being a cat lady, you know. Maybe I get one of my girls to do Grey Gardens with me, you know. You guys remember that movie Grey Gardens? Big MMG, little MMG, and we'll sit in the house like porters and let the house cave around on us. I'm joking. I'm not doing that. When I get 55, I want to have a ring on my finger so I can grow old with Mr. Charles, Mr. Johnny, or somebody. I'm not trying to be alone forever. The other marriage is going to have its ups and downs, but it should not be hard. Right. What's the excuse when the woman provides what he needs? Gma, who said that you provided what he needs? Who says that you provided what he needs, Gma? Maybe you didn't. Somebody, I heard somebody said to this guy I used to talk to, used to say, you have to love people the way they want you to love them, not the way you want to love them. Like you may feel like, well, I'm making a home for us. I'm doing everything right. I'm not cheating. I'm doing this. But you may not be what they want you to be. Obviously, because if you were, they wouldn't be cheating. And I mean, what sane person is going to cheat on somebody that they love if they're getting what they need? Maybe you're not doing something that, keep the spice going. And it's not a one party thing. Like it requires both of you. Like if a husband and men, if you're listening, if you see that the spark is leaving your marriage, what are you doing to step up to make that happen? Like sometimes one person may be working harder towards the marriage than the other, but that's where it comes that percentage isn't always equal. It's not always going to be 50-50. Sometimes, as they say, 70-30. Sometimes that person, you know, people say in a marriage it should be 100%, 100%, but sometimes that person is only given 80 because they may be sick. They may be experiencing depression. They may be having a lot more to do at work, and they may need you to make up for them in some areas. Maybe they can't come home and stay up with you all night because they've been working a lot at work. Like Sierra says, she works 12 and a half hour days. Like her husband has to be very understanding in order for them to work. He may have, I don't know how many hours he's working, but if he's not working as much, then he needs to be making the dinner. He needs to be doing a little bit more housework if she's at work half of her day because she's going to need 8 hours of sleep. So, in order for her to give him his time when she gets off work, give him that couple of hours and devote that to him, then he needs to make sure when she gets home, she don't have to worry about cooking, washing clothes, and all this different stuff. He got to pull the slack up somewhere, you know, or that's where, things become difficult. Hey, Kamari, thanks for tuning in. Right, Jeannie. Most of the time, it's about the person who, because I know sometimes with women